another episode of Ask Dr. Wu. Today we're going to talk about how to decrease body fat. I'm here with JMAC at Vive Fitness, right here, personal training, and we're just going to kind of talk about how to get a little bit cut up. All right, so I'm going to let JMAC kind of take it off here.
So generally, people come to us for one of three reasons.
Yeah.
Even Dr. Wu, common questions he gets, they either want to move better, they want to feel better, or they want to look better. It's one of those three reasons. And generally, look better is somewhere in that criteria.
Yeah.
It's somewhere underlining, guys. And so when we talk about body composition,
Right.
lean muscle mass to fat mass, and aesthetic appeal, we always bring it back to the root function of that. Number one, you have to address sleep.
Yep.
Sleep is number one for body composition. Number two is nutrition. There's no training program out there that you can out-train a bad diet.
Nope, you cannot out-train a
It's
bad
not gonna
diet.
happen. Number three is training. You have to be in a training program. I mean, you can work out or you can train. A workout does not lead to anything. Training actually leads into tangible next steps and improvement. It's very quantifiable. Number four is supplementation, addressing micronutrients that may be deficient and allowing your body to process at its highest level.
So I'd like to actually kind of piggyback on what you said, which was sleep, and something that we talked about in our earlier episode, which is on testosterone, and you guys want to check that out. It's down there in the playlist, which is if you don't get a lot of sleep, there's a good chance that you're stressed throughout the day, and there's an even better chance that you have increased cortisol levels. Increased cortisol levels is the foundation it's basically the framework for fat. If you want to create fat and store fat, just jack up your stress, and you'll be able to store that fat. And is that something that you see often, JMAC?
Absolutely. Like generally, everybody comes in their stress load is very high, so we have to do an intake and find out what is the least that we can change that will have the most pronounced effect. And sometimes it can be something that's small, but over a course of 30 days, it will have a tremendous impact. And so being able to isolate that is key. In regards to sleep specifically, it has to happen, guys. In order for us, for example, to lose body fat on the lower body, it's dependent upon being able to detoxify.
Yeah.
You got to be able to, the liver has to detoxify through two phases. Phase one is dependent upon every nutrient from A to Z.
Yeah.
So if our diet is deficient of any of those minerals, that phase is already impaired. Then phase two, detoxification, is dependent upon every amino acid. So if we don't have sufficient proteins within our diet, it's going to be very hard to lose body fat on the lower body. An example would be a vegan. You can see they will have paper thin skin on maybe the upper body, and the lower body will carry a little bit more fat because of the lack of dietary proteins in there.
Right. And another thing that you said was training, and I love that you said that it's got to be focused and towards a goal. If you're working out and you're just kind of like spacing out, watching TV, watching CNN while you're working out, you're not training. You're just kind of moving body parts, right?
And that'll work initially, but there's a very quick plateau on that, and the returns will be very small.
Yeah, diminishing returns.
Very
and
fast.
what I've liked and what I've found in research is HIIT training is probably going to be the best type of training for you. Can you speak a little bit about HIIT training?
On HIIT training is just high intensity interval training. There's many ways to do that, guys. It can be done via strength modalities. You can do cardiovascular modalities. You can get on the treadmill and do set intervals at a time and rest recovery ratio. There's many ways to do HIIT, but essentially it is a bout of exercise done at a high intensity with a recovery period, which is either 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 times what the work period was. And so that could be maybe you're doing a squat for a certain amount of time with triple the rest, and then you go into another activity, or it could be simple as going outside and doing a 30-second run at a high pace, and then resting for maybe 90 seconds and repeating 8 times. So
now, I think a common misconception is that HIIT training is always going to involve like really heavy weights, and it's going to make you really muscular, and that could not be
further.
Yeah, that could not be further from the truth. Now, do we need muscle mass to have increased body fat decomposition?
Oh, it has to happen.
Of course, we need it. You definitely need it. And I think that we, especially women, are a little bit afraid of picking up weights.
So a lot of times people come in and the first thing they say is like, I've kind of avoided strength training due to the fact that I don't want to get bulky Well, essentially
Right.
what bulky is, it is some muscle and high body fat.
Right.
Essentially, the body fat did not reduce. And so you have to always address body fat reduction. You know, again, it goes back to those first two sets, sleep and nutrition. If nutrition doesn't change, maybe you will gain a little bit of lean mass, but body fat will not go down that much.
Right.
So if nutrition is quality, as you gain lean tissue, your metabolic rate will increase and body fat will go down, guys.
So my last tip is to help decrease your body fat, and we're going into the kind of Christmas holiday season.
Yeah.
The best way to decrease fat is, do you want to guess it? Don't drink. If you drink alcohol, you are just putting in empty calories into your body, and that's the best way. And it could be as simple as just having a glass of wine every night. It's just, has an accumulative effect over days.
That's minimum 30 glasses a month.
Right.
Calculate and quantify that.
Exactly.
And that's at one glass, and generally, you know, if it's one glass Monday through Friday on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, it's probably 3 to 5.
Exactly.
And so now quantify that, and so
over time it just explodes. And so a lot of my patients will come in and be like, I need to lose, you know, fat really quick. And the first thing I always say is, do you drink? I always ask that, and if they say yes, I say just stop drinking. And patients that do that, they will immediately lose 5 to 10 pounds, just like that.
And one of the main reasons from that is because of what happens when you drink alcohol. And so a lot of times people actually look at the sugar content of the alcohol, and that does present its own issues. But one of the main culprits of alcohol is, depending on the proof, the higher the proof, and wine is obviously hard liquors are the highest at 40%. Wine is second at about 12%, depending on the type of wine. The higher the proof of alcohol, it actually irritates the gut lining and then mucosal membrane. And so what happens when that intestinal and gut lining is irritated, bacteria is actually allowed to seep out, and that causes systemic inflammation within our body or swelling. That's why a lot of times when people go out on the weekends, they have fast food, maybe they have some drinks. If they go on the Monday, maybe 5 to 10 pounds up. And they're swollen and inflamed, and that's exactly what is happening, guys. It is a byproduct of probably food intolerances and irritating of the gut lining and seeping out of some bacteria. It's called leaky gut. So
and JMAC is actually making a few great points here. I will say, just from experience, as you get older, the more that you drink, the less that you're able to even digest it and bounce back. And yes, you do feel bloated and just inflamed all day. Now, the second thing that I wanted to actually piggyback off of what you just said was, look, if you're dealing with an injury and you have a strain, sprain in anywhere part of your body, and you're drinking, you're just increasing the overall body inflammation, and you just help I might get you 2 steps forward, and you take a drink, I'm going 3 steps back. So it's a constant struggle.
Very compound.
It's a compound. It's just stay away from the alcohol if you can help avoid
minimize it.
Minimize it.
If somebody comes in, they say, hey, I have 10 drinks a week. I say cut it in half. Can you do this? They generally, I'm not removing it, but I cut it in half. Like if they had 10 drinks over 4 weeks, that's 40 drinks, guys. If we cut it in half, that's down to 20. Will they lose body fat? Yes or no?
Of course.
True.
All right, so JMAC, if anybody wanted to get a hold of you, how would they get a hold of you?
Guys, we're located right here in the heart of Uptown. We're on Cedar Springs in Oakland, right inside the Central Building. Come check us out. We got all natural light in the building, full training facility, semi-private training, personal training. We got a hashtag down below, www.trainvibe.com, and you can check us out on that. Send us a quick message, guys.
And if you guys want to get a hold of me, my social media is over here. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And move free, humans.
See ya.